Well, I'm here at the Ontario PC annual convention, and I am joined now by Sue-Ann Levy of the Toronto Sun. You know, folks, not everybody in the mainstream media are purveyors of fake news. The sensational Sue-Ann calls them like she sees them. And Sue-Ann, it's a delight to meet up with you yet again. And you just took in the Andrew Scheer speech. What did you make of it?
Well, I think he's improved in the last 2 years. I was here 2 years ago, actually at the convention when he got anointed as chief. And I think he's come a long way. He's a lot more personable. I could have done without all the French interspersed. He seems to forget that we're in Ontario and this is an English-speaking province. Having said that, I think he missed some really important issues. You know, let's consider that this is the speech that's going to really kick off the year countdown to the election. And one thing that comes to mind right away to me is immigration and border security and the problems at the border.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny, Sue-Ann, we dropped by Maxime Bernier's rally just a few days ago across the street from here. He outlined his many of his platform points, his fiscal policies. The roof was coming off the joint. Here, I would say the response Andrew Scheer got was polite applause. And why isn't he talking about something so profound as border security and illegal immigration?
Yeah, I think that's a huge issue to Canadians. It's very troubling to Canadians. In Toronto, for example, our experience is that the homeless are being pushed out of shelters. The homeless who are Canadian are being pushed out of shelters and being forced to stay in warehouses because refugees are getting precedence. We can't handle it. It's a lot of money. About $74 million now has been expended in the last year. And, you know, I think he underestimates the concern of Canadians that these illegal, let's be honest here, illegal immigrants are crossing the border.
So, is he underestimating the concern? I don't think so. I think anyone with a pulse realizes this is a hot button issue. I just personally think that Andrew Scheer is so terrified of being portrayed, especially by the left-wing media, as xenophobic or anti-immigrant, that this is like a third rail for him.
Oh, I agree completely. And, you know, CBC is bought and sold by the Trudeau government. So, you know, that all he has to do is mention it and they will go off the rail. And I've experienced myself for reporting on refugees. I've been accused of everything, and xenophobia being one of them, but Islamophobia, that sort of thing. But I think, who are you trying to win over? You as leader, who are you trying to win over? You've got your base of conservatives, but you've also got sort of the mushy middle. And, you know, if you phrase it in such a way, you can't avoid the whole issue. You shouldn't avoid the whole issue. But if you phrase it in such a way that you appeal to people's concerns, it's not racism, it's not Islamophobia, it's just a genuine concern about people coming across the border who haven't been properly vetted and jumping the queue over those who deserve to, get their immigration status.
Indeed. And, I find it fascinating. One of the things he said in his speech, Sue-Ann, is that Canadians aren't buying what Justin Trudeau is selling, but are Canadians buying what Andrew Scheer is selling? First of all, I don't know what he's selling, but when you look at polls that have come out, it projects the Trudeau Liberals winning another majority government next year, which, given all the gaffes and scandals and fiascos, I find astonishing.
Well, I hope we don't have another Tim Hudak on the federal stage, because listen, you got to take the gloves off with Justin Trudeau, and you and I are on social media. You and I are in touch with the pulse of Canadians and Ontarians, whatever it may be, Torontonians, and there are a lot of people who are very upset with Justin Trudeau. They think he's an embarrassment on the world stage. If I were Andrew Scheer, if I was Sue-Ann Scheer, I'd be taking those gloves off and reminding people of what an embarrassment he is. Start with that, and just how he's not fit to lead. He really isn't fit to lead.
And there's been so many gaffes. I mean, that opportunity for Scheer to hit it out of the ballpark every day of every week is there. But, when you're talking about social media, that's another thing about Andrew Scheer. As you know, Sue-Ann, we're media non grata to Andrew Scheer and the Conservative Party, and yet we have a subscriber base of over 1 million, presumably red meat conservatives. What does that tell you, that we can't even get into their convention, yet he has nothing but open arms for the Toronto Star, the CBC, and the Globe and Mail?
Well, you're not going to win anything. That's the problem. You're not going to win anything if you are conservative that panders to the left. They don't care about you. You're not going to win them over. Forget it. He should take a page from Doug Ford's book. Doug Ford doesn't care about the left-wing media. Unfortunately, we get caught in the shuffle because, and there are restrictions here at this convention that I take exception to, but he doesn't care. And he's going to do what he's going to do, and he's going to change Ontario, and people appreciate that straight-talking, no holds-barred kind of approach.
Hey, the Rebel has a new app. Please download that app and take the Rebel with you wherever you go.